Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Namah Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namah
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Iti Namine
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vasatya Desatarine
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Satya Desatarine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gaur Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev,
Srila Gurudev.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev.
पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो कुशीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरु कृपा पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamaśloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. His Grace Satyasar Prabhu told me to speak on this topic of work-life balance today with all of you. I'm sure many people feel greatly stretched between their sadhana, office work and family and preaching, not exactly knowing how we cope with our too many things to do. Just like sometimes you fill up your suitcase with too many items and the suitcase is not closing. Anybody had experience? Sometimes you jump over it, up and down to close it. And then if you close it, it breaks on the other side sometimes.
Prabhu, can I give a quick introduction?
At the end you can do it. So, you will see that our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, in the early morning hours between 1:30 to 5 o'clock or so, 1:30, 4:35, he was writing the purports to Srimad Bhagavatam. And daily he would do that. Promptly he will get up at 1:30. Therefore, gradually he finished up to almost 10th canto, 14th chapter. After that he wrote commentary of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you imagine? Thousands of pages. And he also wrote 80 to 100 books, close to 80 to 100 books. All these things were done in the early morning hours. And then he would go to the temple hall, Mangalarti, chanting. He would take the devotees for a morning walk. That was not just an exercise for the body. He also, along with the morning walk, he took the devotees and he would take the devil's advocate, as we say. He would ask questions to the devotees and devotees have to answer. He would ask challenging questions to them. And then they will have to think and answer. And they wouldn't answer, then Prabhupada would answer it. So he was simultaneously training the devotees in philosophy along with the taking care of his body also, walking. And after that, when he would come back, he would come back for Shringar Darshan, take Darshan, and then Guru Puja he would accept. And then he would give the Bhagavatam class. So, but Prabhupada gave short classes and took more questions because he knew that in the Western world, people are hearing this philosophy newly. And if he gives a very long lecture, they may not remember everything. So he wanted to check whether they are understanding. So after giving a lecture, Prabhupada would say, any questions? If nobody would ask any question at all, Prabhupada would tell the importance of asking question. How intelligent people ask questions. How important it is to ask question. Only in human form of life one can ask questions. Animals go on suffering without asking questions. After getting inspired by Prabhupada, sometimes a man would raise hand and say, Swamiji, can I ask a question? Not in the topic of your lecture, something outside. Prabhupada would say, why outside? Why not inside? From what I spoke? Did you hear what I spoke? Therefore, Prabhupada expected that the people listen to his talk attentively and ask questions pertinent to the topic in hand. So in this way, he wanted to ensure that he passes the message of the scriptures to the people And it was not a useless talk. He would talk and they would ask relevant questions. They would clarify their doubts. And after that, after the breakfast, then Prabhupada would meet the leaders. Spend some time with the leaders. Because leaders, if you take care of leaders, then leaders in turn can take care of other people. Like for example, if in a temple, there are 50, 60 devotees are there, Prabhupada would just take care of 4 or 5 leaders. And they in turn will take care of other people. Prabhupada did not have to worry about everybody. So he would spend time with the leaders. Then they would ask questions about management. They would ask questions about personal life, spiritual practice, everything. He would answer them. And then at 11:30, Prabhupada would go for an oil massage. So there will be a devotee massaging Prabhupada, sometimes 2 devotees. So because he was very old in age and he had to travel frequently to all over the world, he traveled 14 times across the globe in just 12 years. He traveled to such big number of places. Recently I was seeing, let me just check whether I have this. See this proper travel, you are able to see how he is traveling? 1965. 65 he started it. You are able to see? 67, see. From one end of the world to the other end of the world he is traveling. And, Canada, USA, Hawaii, again he's going to Germany, then United Kingdom again, then USA, then Hawaii again, then Japan, India is going to India, coming to Malaysia, then Australia, then India again, and then USSR, Russia, France, then again USA, see UK, Kenya, India again, then again Kenya, India again, and then Australia, then New Zealand, then Hong Kong, Japan. Again he's going to Hawaii, USA, Mexico, then again USA, then he's going to UK again, then France, Netherlands, then UK, then USA, Hawaii, he's in the Philippines, then India again, then Australia again, New Zealand, Indonesia, India again, and then he's going to Germany, USA, UK. This way you can see how much extensive travel he did. So this is 1973. If you keep going like this, you will see till keeps traveling. See, this is the 6 times he went to Australia. So you can see how he extensively traveled in that old age. So because he was traveling extensively, his doctor told him that you should apply oil on all your body and joints and keep yourself healthy. So daily he had to take oil massage between 11:30 to 12:30 or 1. So while taking oil massage, he will not be keeping quiet. He'll ask the devotee, so what are you doing in your life? Are you preaching? So then one devotee was telling Prabhupada, yes, Prabhupada, I tell people that the ultimate goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead, and not suffer this varieties of miseries in this world, birth, old age, disease, death, and threefold miseries and all those things he was telling. Prabhupada finally told him, whatever you said is right, very good, but you also should tell them you are not the body, you are the soul. First you should tell them that they have to know. So every day, even during massage, Prabhupada would either meet devotees or sometimes talk to the massager himself. Philosophy. At every moment he was Krishna conscious. Then after that he would take up exact time, 1:30 he would take lunch prasad. Then after the prasad, then all the programs would start till night. Sometimes 6 programs a day, 5 programs a day he would do. Place to program to program to program, he would go like that. So you can see in that old age how he was so efficient in accomplishing so many things in a short time. So, one shloka in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says, Kalosmyaham. You heard that verse? Kalosmyaham lokakshayakrit prabhuddho. Time I am, he says. That means if you have Krishna, you have time. Because time and Krishna are same. Kalosmyaham, he says. And if we don't have Krishna, then we don't have time. And how somebody can not possess Krishna, especially when we are in lower gunas of Rajoguna and Tamaguna. You will see in Rajoguna, one is very passionate, and one is very competitive, one is greedy, one wants to prove oneself to be better than others, and then one overworks, one becomes workaholic, and one goes overboard in everything, because then one doesn't want to share the work with anybody else because of fear of losing credits. One wants to grab all the credit oneself. So, and one wants to climb the ladder of success, and one wants to impress the world around. So because of all these things, one practically burns in workaholism. And in Tamaguna, one is lethargic, lazy, confused, bewildered, indecisive, lonely, and panicky, insecure, confused, all these things. In Tamaguna, lazy, always postpones. So because of these things, not much work happens. So you can see that why oftentimes we are left with too many things to do, because we are carried away by the gunas. So Prabhupada said if somebody is in Tamaguna, he is lazy. Somebody is in Rajaguna, he is crazy. So Prabhupada said we have to go beyond laziness and craziness to Sattva, where in Sattva one is very alert and one can effortlessly get a lot of things done in Sattva. And also in Sattva Guna, you can respectfully deal with other living entities. Therefore, you can be friendly, you can be cheerful, you can be cooperative, you can play in a team, and you can avoid anger, greed, envy, revengeful thoughts, and all those things. So because of not having these things, a person who is in Sattva-guna, his mind is like a clear lake. So with that mindset, one also gets a lot of help from others also. One can work well with others. One gets support in various forms. Somebody may give you ideas, somebody may give you assistance, somebody is friendly, and so many things. So, and also in Tamaguna and Rajaguna, there is Gramya Buddhi, we call it. Gramya Buddhi means materialistic mindset. And Sattva-guna, if somebody is in Sattva and also coming to spiritual life, then they can have Sadbuddhi. And there is no materialistic mindset, there is a spiritual mindset. So Sattva-guna means one delights in, activities in relation to God. Like for example, let me give you a small example, it will be easy. You are walking in the road, there are 3-story building. The first story, second story, third story. First story you find there is a permit room, beer bar, cabaret dance going on. This kind of things going on. Dim light. Second story you see there is a beauty parlor, there is a gym, treadmill, or there is a saloon, isn't it? All these things in the second floor you find. And the third floor you go, there is a yoga studio, people are doing pranayam, yogasanas, there is ISKCON temple. You find. So which floor you will go will depend on what? Your guna. So tamaguna, rajaguna, sattva-guna, isn't it? Your tastes. So if somebody has a taste to go to saloon and increase one's own beauty, naturally they will waste a lot of time in pampering the body. Correct, no? Going to salon, similarly somebody is eating meat and drinking wine and smoking cigarettes, they waste a lot of time. So why am I telling you these things? It's not relevant to all of you, you're all devotees. But please remember, by coming to Krishna consciousness movement, you have saved all that time. Therefore, one should never think the morning spiritual activities to be a waste of time. Because whatever time you would otherwise be giving for smoking, drinking, drugs, roaming, watching movie, going for party, and doing so many other things, all that time is now deleted from your life. And that time you are giving for Krishna consciousness. Therefore, you are not doing any special favor to Krishna by coming to spiritual movement. But those people who don't do spiritual activities with utmost seriousness, those who don't do it, they take spiritual life casually, then the Rajoguna, Tamaguna tendencies will again come back. That's the way it is. You can see that sometimes devotees initially are serious, when they become a little slack in spiritual life, again they become subjected to Rajoguna and Tamaguna again. They go down to those activities. In devotee communities, how do you know somebody is in Rajoguna? You will find that they may want to grab the credit, they may become political, sometimes they become competitive, sometimes they want to prove I am right, I am the best devotee, I am better than you. They try to prove. Sometimes they hurt one another by violent speech and things like that. And a lot of time goes in those things. You will see sorting out the fights. Instead of going out and distributing books and preaching and expanding the movement, people are nullifying each other's energy many times. So, but that's why if devotees succumb to Tamaguna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna means unhealthy comparison. You know, Tamaguna devotee thinks that I am the only devotee, nobody else is devotee. The Rajoguna devotee thinks I am the best devotee. Like that he thinks. And the Sattva devotee thinks I am not the only devotee. There are many devotees. And devotee in Vishuddha Sattva thinks I am not a devotee, everybody else is devotee. He thinks like that. As you go higher and higher. Imagine if you think that I am not at all a devotee, everybody else is devotee. Naturally you respect everybody. When you respect everybody, then everybody is happy with you. Correct, no? On the other hand, at least if you think, I am not the only devotee, there are many other good devotees, then also you can respect them. But if you think, I am the best devotee, can you deal with devotees properly? No. Or if somebody thinks, I am the only devotee, nobody else is devotee. Oh, he will have problem with whom? Everybody. Isn't it? And that is how they face problem and challenge in their life. They may not contribute much, but they will find their life too busy and too difficult to handle. So, it is true that we can feel stretched between sadhana, office work, family and preaching. Let us see. We need a kind of balance, you see. Here you see in the picture, the man has his things to do and then he also has his leisure and other activities also. But if we don't have a balance, then see here she is getting wild with too many phones. This fellow is getting panicky with too much of workload. So one fellow is lying in the coffin and he's saying, Bob, there is a problem at work. He's saying. Even in the coffin he's phoning up. Isn't it? See, this man's wife is telling him, enough of the work, you're midnight, you're awake, just close the work and relax, she's telling. So some people tend to become workaholic. So why this workaholism happens? There are various things. For example, nowadays there are staff reductions and layoffs, which causes a lot of tension for people. Also, the technology is going on increasing more and more now. And because of that, in those days there was a time for job and time for home and time for prayer. But from 2019, when the COVID came, the difference between office and home, that line got erased. Now there is no difference between office and home. For most people, home itself has become office now. And what happens, like in India, there is one Metro Sridharan, if you see what he says, he's he's the one who made all metros in India. Very, very intelligent man. He says, I will never come back home and do any work. Office work. Office work, why to do at home? Office work should be in the office. And he told all his people that you should call me only in office hours. Don't call me outside office hours. And then he comes home, he has time for God, time for family. He says, one of the videos he says that. Whereas now that everybody is working from home, people have become confused now. Sometimes even during eating food also they may be doing work. Sometimes late night, early mornings. Practically day in and day out you are with the gadgets working. So in this way, and adding insult to injury, now the world scenario is not very good everywhere. There are wars and many countries are making policies. There is China, there is Trump, there is so many different things planning. So Indians are worried that we have to prove ourselves. If you prove yourself, you survive. Otherwise, if you are in the lowest rung, then lowest rung is often laid off, correct? So people want to be above that. So there is always the kind of fear also. So that's one of the reasons why people's workload has increased a lot. So here is a kind of test I have given. If you see here, work, earning money on which to live, leisure, self, family. If you see like that, if you see what is most important, what is least important, if you mark it, for most people the work becomes most important. And the leisure becomes least important. And self, inner growth, development, spirituality also assumes a back burner, back seat often. Sometimes even family doesn't get adequate attention. So, like you see, I work so much that I neglect my family and friends, and I cannot let go and delegate work. Like see that lady, she has how many hands? So some people want to do everything themselves only. See this middle fellow, that fellow is pulling him away from the table. He's not able to leave the laptop. He's glued to the laptop, you see. And also somebody who takes the credit of doing everything. So you can see how, because of that pride, then he can't let go. He has to do everything himself. I am developing problems in my relationships. I use work to maintain my self-worth. I spend more time at work than I intend. Many things are said here. So you can get an idea of what is this workaholism. Approval seeking and preoccupation with work. Okay, let us go ahead. The three symptoms of burnout itself. One is exhaustion, like you see in the picture. See, this fellow has developed a phobia for the phone. See here, he's sitting behind. Escapism. Sometimes people get exhausted, they collapse. Or people get cynicism. That means they get angry, they get irritable. That's another symptom of workaholism. Or inefficacy. That means one loses the quality of work. That means one spends a lot of time at the work table but accomplishes very little. So efficiency is reduced, efficacy is reduced. So these are some of the symptoms of one who's becoming overholic and getting burnt out, you see. So one of the first things one can do is to unplug from technology, at least at certain times of the day. Or one has to, if you don't make a definite plan for this, then one can get very eventually stressed more and more and more. Then blood pressure increases, so many other complications. According to Yoga Sutras and all, they say that the more you go too close to nature, for example, if you stand on a grass barefoot, or if you're taking the sunlight, if you're taking fresh puff of air, if you're taking out time to do some yoga, if you chant, chanting is meditation, and yoga, pranayama also. So when you do these things, you come close to nature, you build your inner reserve. But most people don't get time for that. See, this fellow's hands are tied with the gadget. You saw that? Isn't it? Yeah. So, when we have inner strength, then only we can face financial challenges, health challenges, relational, professional, family, friend, managing our time. So these are some of the challenges we all face. And we have only 24 hours time. Is there anybody having 28 hours here? We all have the same amount of time. So one has to know the art of managing one's time appropriately for different things, how much time one has to give. Why I am showing all this, you can see for yourself where you find a difficulty in balancing. So when these challenges increase, they lead to this stress or depression or anxiety, demoralization, you lose confidence and get instability in life. You collapse. Health collapses, it gets a little better, again it collapses. There's no time for health, no time for family, no time for personal, this thing. So one is saying that work is piling up. So one thing in the beginning of the talk I told you about Tamaguna, Rajaguna, I told you. So there is also another thing that makes our life get stressed. I'll just show you. You will get an understanding if you see that. No sound? TV sound? You know it's true, but is it on? It's not coming. The sound is not coming. Yeah? No. Mic is not right. It's very loud sound it is. If it is there, it will come. Some problem there only. They don't know. Somebody who knows it should operate it. Otherwise, I'll change it. I will change the speaker. I'll play from here. So you can see small choices become actions, actions become habit, and habit creates a destiny. So how many things you observed in this? See, what type of food you eat matters, correct, no? Imagine you eat a heavy pizza at 12 o'clock at night. The next day morning you can't get up for Mangalarti. Isn't it? You can't get up an early morning chant if you eat very heavy late night. Sometimes our programs go late and we eat at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Then we can't get up in the morning. Or even if you get up in the morning, we'll be dozing in the chanting, what we eat. Similarly, we saw this man while going in the car, he was choosing to hear breaking news. There is breaking news coming from the internet always, but they only break your head. They have no solution to that. Isn't it? The other fellow was reading chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, Bhagavad Gita I was finishing. After reading chapter, he went to the next book also. Audiobooks, correct? He was hearing. So those who are intelligent devotees, they know how to utilize their time. Abhyartha Kalatam, they don't waste one moment. Even while going in the car, they put on a recording of a lecture. You hear every day little small drops of water make an ocean. He finished one book and went to the next book. Correct? No? Nowadays there is Transcend. Do you know Transcend package? Published by BBT. It's an audiobook. All audiobooks are available in an app called as Transcend app. If you go to Google and put Transcend, you will get it. So all Prabhupada books are available in very sweet voice. Nicely, they have read out the books. So he is taking advantage of the books. And after going to office, this fellow is saying that so much of workload is there, just moved it aside. And he was playing with, I think, was it Facebook? I think it's Facebook or YouTube, something he was watching. Other fellow was finishing little by little work, you saw that? And his to-do list was getting tick marks. Correct, no? How many of you feel that sometimes there is some important work, but it takes a lot of time, so because it is very huge in size, you have not started it. Anybody has experience of that? Correct, no? We fear to start it and years pass away. We don't do it at all. So this fellow was finishing little by little, you saw that. And when phone calls came, this fellow was entertaining every phone call and the quality work was not done. Correct, no? That's why Prabhupada got up early in the morning and he was doing book writing without anybody's disturbance. Correct, no? Whereas here this fellow, you see every phone call he was lifting, wasting time. When you're doing quality work, there should be no distraction. So other fellow, what he did? He cut the phone. And then anyway, you can always take the missed calls, maybe lunchtime or something. So he did that. And this fellow went to the friend's party and so many bottles were there below. You saw that? Other fellow was standing in the party and said, hi, hello, and then he went away. So one should know where to spend time and where not to spend time. Where to go, where you can actually preserve your time, not waste your time. So, and also every day this fellow was rejecting the gym. The other fellow was exercising the body, so his body was very brisk. Whereas this fellow was lazy for doing exercise. Correct, no? You saw that. So, in this way, the other fellow took out time to do meditation. Pranayama meditation he was doing. Whereas this fellow didn't take out time. So, this is the second thing I want to tell you. The first thing I told you is about the gunas, tamaguna, rajaguna. Those gunas actually make us lose our friends sometimes due to our behavior and everything. And this one talks about habits, which I showed you now. If you have sattva-guna habits, sattvic habits, you will see, just consider what I am about to say now. You all know 4 relative principles, right? No illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, and no. If you do this, if anybody indulges in these 4 activities, first of all, they have to spend money, correct, no? Do you get a liquor bottle free or cigarette free? Or any intoxication free? You have to spend. First is you spend money for it. Second is you get suffering. Third is doctor's bill. Fourth is police. And fifth is Yamadutas. So these are the 5 troubles you get by sinful life. And by virtuous life, like become a Hare Krishna devotee. You are a Krishna devotee now, all of you. Then for becoming Krishna devotee, how much money you have to spend? For bead bag, is it costly? Is Bhagavad Gita costly? If you go to Satyasar Prabhu and say, I want a Bhagavad Gita, he'll give you free copy also. Isn't it? So, you get a copy. A for association, weekly association is free. There is no charge. Along with prasadam also you get. Isn't it? And then B for Bhagavad Gita, 1 page a day, Bhagavad Gita get it free. C for chanting, Hare Krishna chanting, you will get a free beads also. You don't have to spend a single penny. So first of all, spiritual commodities for practice you get free. And the sinful guys are getting suffering, and you get bliss. Sinful guys are going to doctor, you go to spiritual doctor who is Guru, Vaishnava. Go to Guru. And doctor gives them, medicine to eat, correct, no? And they have to eat the medicine and get cured. And we get the medicine of the holy name. Correct, no? We get the holy name medicine. So, they eat medicine to cure the disease. And we chant the holy name to get purified, correct, no? And then there who comes? Police comes and Yamadutas come. Here Vishnudutas come and take us back to Godhead. So one is going up, one is going down. So one should make a comparison like this and see how the sinful life is and how virtuous life is. There is a vicious life, virtuous life. So one should choose the virtuous life, virtuous habits also. Choose virtuous habits over the vicious habits. So one should be very attentive. So for Vaishnava devotees, we may not break these 4 related principles, but we have dozen other bad habits that we may have. Vacho vegam manasakrodha vegam jihva vegam udaro pasta vegam. Those are 12. And then atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. Those 12 items, they take away a lot of our energy and time. If you work on eliminating them, you will see that so much of time can be saved. For example, some people have a habit of talking at length on phone. Once they pick up the phone for 20 minutes, half an hour, they won't keep it down. Unless somebody reminds them. Correct, no? So what is that coming under out of these 12 items? Prajalpa. It's coming in Prajalpa. Useless talk, argumentation, debate, false finding, blasphemy and all that. Correct, talking about others. Or there are other people, for small things they'll get irritable. What is that coming under? Yeah? No. Small things they get irritable. They get irritated for small things also. Krodha Vega. It's coming under Krodha Vega. Correct, no? Yeah. Or you have just now finished prasad, everything is over now. Somebody is coming and giving you Giriraj Son Babdi. Then you say, oh, the devotee is lovingly giving me, how can I say no? And you take it and what does that come under? Jihva Vegam. Correct? No? Yeah. Or it is Manasa Vegam also. Mind, it's called mental hunger. Because belly hunger is over already. The mental hunger. Jihva Vegam. So, in this way, you can talk about each of this item. So, these are all bad habits. 12 bad habits in the first 2 verses of NOI. You avoid those 12 bad habits, a lot of your time will be saved. You will see that. Like for example, somebody was working in a company for 12 hours. In those days, many years ago, maybe 15 years ago, he was getting 45,000 in those years. Then his boss told him, add 2 more hours, I'll give you 50,000 rupees. In India, he was telling. So he thought just 5 more thousand I'll get. So he went and checked with his wife, what do you say? If I add 2 more hours, you're saying you'll give me a round number of 50,000. She said, wonderful idea. Go ahead. So then he agreed to work for 14 hours. But the moment he started 14 hours of work, he started getting stiff neck and back pain, ulcers in the mouth and indigestion and all. Went to doctor. Every month he had to spend 5,000 rupees. So do you think he gained anything? Yeah, he gained something. What is it? Suffering. That's all he got. You got the neck suffering, stiffening, all those things. So, but that comes under what? Out of the 12 items. Prayas. Correct. So, at that time, one thing is he was getting sickness in the body and he was not getting time to go to temple also. He stopped going to temple for months together. So, because of the karma prayas, we call it. So, in this way, we have to try to keep ourselves in Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna, if you want to keep ourselves, sleep early, rise early. That's the first step in Sattva. Sleep by 9:30, 10, rise by 3:34. If anybody can do that, that's where the Sattva begins. Because the morning golden hours of the early morning hours, those who chant Hare Krishna attentively, their diffused rays of the mind, they all get oriented and the Yekeha Kurunandana, we say, no? One pointed attention they get. And once you get that focus in the early morning, then all day will go very nicely. You can do your office work in a focused way. You can be sober. You can control your tongue. You can keep control of your mind and senses and direct them only where they should engage and withdraw them where you don't want them to waste that time. Correct, no? That ability comes by sleeping early, rising early, and keeping oneself in sattva, eating habits. And the spiritual habits are such that they automatically increase our sattva. Like the early morning chanting, Mangalarati, worshipping the deity. If you have to worship the deity at home, you have to take a bath and you have to be clean, correct, no? You keep your body clean and then you worship the Lord. You read a couple of pages of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then you chant. And then your mind is like a clear lake. And then you can do your day's activities. So one thing I told you till now is about sattva, increasing our sattva. Sattva means think and speak, or think and act. Rajoguna means act and regret. And tamoguna means neither think nor act. So which one we want? We should be able to think wisely. So that's the first thing I told you, sattva. The second thing I told you is about the choice of habits. You have vicious habits, we have virtuous habits. Choose virtuous habits over vicious habits. Then your life will be more well organized. And third thing I told you is about the Gramya Buddhi versus, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. So Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is a focused Buddhi. And Gramya Buddhi is multi-branched. Gramya Buddhi means materialistic mindset. A materialistic mindset always chases after the mirage. It always chases after useless things. Like one time, my friend went to Kanyakumari in India, where he purchased one kaleidoscope and brought it. So this any of you know kaleidoscope? So my exams are coming up. Only one day was there for the exam. But when he gave a kaleidoscope, I started looking into it. When I turned it around, new formations will come. You have seen that? Colorful. And every time you turn, new kind of colorful formation would come. So 2-3 days I was watching it and my examination came. Suddenly I was not prepared. Because this kaleidoscope took all my time. Later on I scolded my friend, why did you give me before the exam? You would have given me after the exam. So anyway, after the examination was over, I wanted to open the kaleidoscope and see what is inside. So I took a blade and cut it open. What I saw was there was mirror like this, one mirror, 3 mirrors in a triangular fashion they had arranged. And inside there was only broken bangles. That's all. You've seen that? Nothing else. Oh, this broken bangle spoiled my examination. That is because I was repeatedly turning and watching that, wasting my time. Maya is like that only. Maya from a distance looks very attractive. When you come near, there's nothing there. You can't get any happiness in that. So, it's called Gramya Buddhi. Gramya Buddhi means materialistic mindset makes us imagine that there is a lot of pleasure in material things. And then we get carried away. And then multi-branched. Bahushakahi anantascha buddhiyo avyavasayinam, Krishna is telling. Somebody is interested in reading some novel. Somebody is reading Harry Potter. They don't chant the names of Hari. They are purchasing volumes of Harry Potter. They spend so much time with that. And they don't go to the temple. They go to so many other places for playing and everything. They don't spend time studying the Bhagavatam and understanding the subtleties of the talks between the characters and the deeper spiritual truths. And some people are playing with video games. Nowadays, even grown-ups are playing video games. And some people in India, in the train, you find some people are doing crossword puzzle. Filling it up for 4 hours, 3 hours. So if you want to waste time nowadays, there is a lot of opportunity for wasting time. When I was coming in the flight from India to US, every screen was on in the flight. Only my screen was off. I was relaxing peacefully. Because I knew there is nothing meaningful inside. I didn't open the screen, I switched it off. But most people, they're watching peculiar characters. Somebody has a face like this, face like that. You've seen that? Earlier there was Mickey Mouse. After that, so many other characters came. Now there are so many new characters, all imagined. Do you think we'll get purified by watching any of those movies? You read Mahabharata, Ramayana, you get purified. But there are so many peculiar characters. Some are watching horror movies also. Some are watching romantic movies. Some are watching cartoons. and some are playing video games. So much time breaking their head, they are they're attacking this, attacking that, wasting so much time. 2 to 3 hours sitting with that. So, if you see that our intelligence doesn't become focused on Krishna, it is going to be multi-branched. That is said by Lord Brahma. Janna brajantyagabido rachana anuvadat shrinmanti yenya vishaya kukatamatignihi yastu shruta hatabagay nribiratta saras tam kshipanti asharneshu tamassu hantaha. He's telling Yatna Vrajanti, those people who do not read the spiritual literatures. Rachanana. Agabet means one who destroys sins. Who is Agabet? Aga means sin. Bit means one who destroys. Who destroys the sins? Krishna. Because he says, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Krishna. So, Yanna Prajanti Agabido Rachananu. One who do not study the literatures about Lord Krishna, who is a destroyer of all sinful reactions. Shrinvanti, they also hear, but what they hear? Anya Vishaya is saying. They hear other things. What is the other thing? Kukatha is saying. So there is Satkatha, there is Kukatha. Kukatha means cinema magazines, sports magazines, so many other magazines, serials, all these things. Matigni is saying, destroyer of intelligence, he says. Yastu Shruta Hatabagair Niviratta Saras. He says that the essence of human life is extracted out by watching those useless things, he says. Tams, Asharaneshu Tamastu Hanta, he is saying. Kshipanti. He is saying that all those people are cast into the dark hell. Alas, like that Brahma is telling. How unfortunate. So, once you become a devotee, we have to be very choosy about what we watch, what we read, whom we associate with, how we spend our time. The more we are alert, you will save a lot of time, you will see. You will not waste time. You can save a lot of time. So Arjuna was also stressed, correct now? Vepaduscha sharire mero maharshascha jayate gandivam samsate hastat tvakchaiva paridahyate. So he is saying that, like Arjuna was also under, the reason he was under stress is, see, he was just one meter or even half a meter from Krishna standing there right in front of him. How can somebody cry in the presence of Krishna because he was disconnected from Krishna? That's why. Because in the beginning he was weeping. After agreeing to do what Krishna told him, Karishye Vachanam Tava, he said, then he became very joyful. That means, even all of us also, when we establish connection with Krishna, we become joyful. And by disconnecting ourselves with Krishna, we become morose. Like Prabhupada was in London, he took some disciples with him. And one place he saw a pale yellow grass. And the next street he saw a green grass. Prabhupada asked, why this grass is green? Why this grass is pale yellow? Devotees couldn't say. Prabhupada said, because this green grass is connected to its root. Whereas the pale yellow grass, that is disconnected from the root. And then Prabhupada taught them a lesson. When you are connected to Krishna, you flourish. You disconnect from Krishna, you perish. So why people become weak in Krishna consciousness? Because they compromise on the morning program, on chanting, on reading Prabhupada books, on absorbing in spiritual, consciousness. Then everything becomes burdensome. Work becomes burdensome. Family, relationships may be strained in the family. In the workplace, the work may be burdensome and stressful. Correct, no? And in the same manner, sadhana will become like climbing a mountain. One may feel like, because night you come back and chant 8 rounds out, how it is. Is it easy? Or some people are chanting on counter. They don't chant on beads. Some people are driving the car and counting. See, when you are driving a car, you have to watch the road carefully. Can you be counting? Imagine while counting your doors also what will happen. Risky, correct? So, you see, before he had so many things, lack of confidence, anxiety, demoralized, stress, depression, all that. But after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he emerged victorious. Because he heard the knowledge of the Gita from Krishna. So what is our success mantra? See, why do you all eat food? All of you think for a moment. Do you eat food to fill up your belly, or you want taste also in the tongue? Honestly, tell me. How many of you want taste also? Correct, no? Yeah, it's not just as filling a belly. If it is only filling a belly, open the belly and put inside directly. You don't need the tongue. You need the taste also, correct now? So it's not only filling the belly. You want nourishment, contentment, and taste. See, when you eat, you get taste in the tongue. When it reaches the belly, you get contentment. And when it turns into blood and nourish all over the body, you get strength. In bhakti also, we have to feel these three things. What are they? For example, I'm chanting the holy name, singing the holy name, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. I should get what? Taste. Yeah. When there is taste, then we will want to read more, hear more, chant more. Correct, no? Prabhupada said, why only 16 rounds? Why not 16,000 rounds? Prabhupada said. That means the taste in chanting. Similarly, you are hearing Bhagavatam or reading Bhagavatam. Somebody is coming to your door. They are tapping the door. So you don't feel like going and opening the door because you are relishing the Bhagavatam. It's like eating Alfonso mango. Somebody is coming and tapping the door. What you will do? You will put the mango on the plate and you will wash your hands and mouth and go and see who is this fellow disturbing my eating mango. Then you just attend them in 2 minutes, come back, bolt the door. Again you start eating. Like that one should read Bhagavatam. Correct, no? So once we get a taste in spiritual activities, we cannot give it up. We will want to again and again go ahead. Like all of you who are coming here, you may be coming for many years because you developed some taste. If taste is not there, repeatedly we phone, are you coming today? They will say, I think I am sick. They will say, are you sick or you are thinking? Many times it's difficult to get people to come because the taste has not yet developed. So once the taste develops, you can come. Another thing, when the food reaches the belly, you get contentment and satisfaction. Similarly, when Krishna consciousness we practice nicely, then the hankerings go away. I want this, I want that, I don't have this. If only I have it, it will be nice. No more hankering like that. And then when it turns into blood and gets strength, similarly Krishna consciousness, what strength it gives you? It gives you strength to preach. You preach and bring in new people. You are not only enjoying Krishna consciousness yourself, you also tell others how wonderful Krishna is. You bring people. So is earning money the only aim of life? If you see, no. Why? Because we want to be successful in life. We want to lead a healthy life. We want to be happy in life. So, money ultimately, like one man was working in the office 16 hours a day. When later on he got a massive heart attack. He was admitted in the ICU. So, doctor said, you may have to undergo a bypass surgery. So, a lot of money he had saved. Good amount of money he had to spend for the bypass. And at home, family members had left him. They had divorced him and gone away. So the family front, he was a failure. And in his health front, he was a failure. Only money was in his pocket, that's all. That's why here he says here, you want to be successful in life, healthy in life, happy in life, not just earn alone. How to lead a happy life? What is the salt that you have to add? Like the spirituality. Like the 6 rasas, correct, no? Salt, sour, sweet, pungent, astringent, bitter. So all these different tastes are there in your food, then you get, body is nourished, you see. Similarly, we have all these aspects of life. Personal, then our own body we should take care. Then we take care of the family members. Then we have our social and friends circle. Then we need cultural. Culture means food, clothing, art, painting, song, dance, all these things come in culture. Then we also have our professional success. Ultimately spiritual success, because we are in essence spirit soul. And everything else is covering over it. So we want ultimately spiritual success. Just like, say, if you go in a train in India, some trains are good, some trains are bad. You have seen that? Isn't it? So how many of you want to go in an air-conditioned train, which is very comfortable, neat and clean? Only thing is the train doesn't move for 8 hours, it stands in one place only. Correct? Now, there are some trains like that which don't move very easily. And there is another train which is not air-conditioned, it's a simple train. You have a seat in a sleeper coach. At least the train is moving toward the destination, isn't it? So everybody wants the travel also to be comfortable and the destination also to be reached. Similarly, we have to balance these 6 items in such a way that in this world also you are peacefully, nicely practicing. At the end of your life, you go back home, back to Godhead. That's the way we have to learn the art of balancing. So, in these 6 items, one of the simplest ways I will tell you, your life can be very balanced is start with sleeping early and rising early and keep your morning for spiritual activities. Like I told you, hear some 15 minutes of Prabhupada's lectures. Start with Bhagavad Gita, lectures of Srila Prabhupada, daily, 15 minutes. Even while bathing or brushing. Of course, while bathing, you have the noise of the water, but during brushing or shaving, we can hear that also. While dressing, putting on the dress, we can hear 15 minutes. So hear Prabhupada 15 minutes, hear your own spiritual master 15 minutes, half an hour you have heard. Daily read half an hour Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, especially purports of Prabhupada. Can read that. So how much till now? 1 hour. And then chant couple of hours, 16 rounds. And then Arati half an hour. So 3 plus 1 plus half, 3.5. So the morning time you are giving like this. So those are ladies who are homemakers, they may have to send a child to school, husband to office. So then they have to take out time after they go. Then they will get their personal time. Especially women get time between like 11 to 2 or 11 to 3 they get time. So in this way, one has to make time for these spiritual activities. And when you go to the office, your daytime is for profession. And then evening you come back, then you spend time with children, family, wife. Sometimes you take them for a program like this. Sometimes you spend time with the studies of the children. Sometimes morning arati could not happen at home. Life was busy. Then evening arati we can do. Either morning arati or evening arati. At least one arati. Because you have deities at home, Gaurnata, if you have. Either you do Mangal Arati. If you cannot do Mangal Arati, morning you just chant and evening you can come back and do Gaur Arati in the evening. Either of the Arati if you can do. So in this way you can balance between your spiritual and your professional and family. And in social means your friend circle. You have to be very careful in choosing your friends. Your friends will be uplifting friends are required for you. Otherwise, the friendship can really ruin our life if we choose bad friends. There are people who are chatterboxes who do a lot of prajalpa without any substance. So what will happen if you connect with them? They will waste your time. Then there are people who do rumor mongering. There are people who blaspheme. So these are people you should keep far away. You can't come close. And there are other people with bad habits also. So avoid bad environment, avoid bad people, and avoid bad habits. Out of the 3 things, first 2 are easy to avoid. Because bad people far away, substitute them with good people. Connect with good devotees whose association will be uplifting to you. And avoid bad environment and come to an environment like this. A devotee's house or the temple. Come to a good environment. That is also easy. We can do. Third one is a little difficult. Bad habits to give up and accept good habits, like I showed you now. Isn't it in the video? How many of you identified some of your bad habits? You identified already? You don't have to tell me, but you identified. You identified, right? Yeah. That means you know those are to be substituted by good habits. So first thing is to discover our own bad habits. Write down. Some of them are gross, some of them are subtle. Like for example, laziness, sleeping too much, or eating too much, or quarreling for trivial issues. These are some of the bad habits. Postponing and all those things. So, or being proud, boasting about oneself and all these things, correct? No? So write down some of the bad habits we have, substitute them with good habits. Identify what is good habit that is taught in the scriptures. Substitute them. In this way, your social connection has to be good connection. Even if it is only handful of devotees with whom you have friendship, that friendship should be uplifting association. Similarly, time for family members. Sometimes people feel in ISKCON moment, sometimes one becomes busy in... actually for devotees who are senior devotees, there are 4 things. They have their own sadhana and they have to preach also. They have their family and office. 4 things are there for them. Out of the 4, one has to make sure that one takes care of the morning spiritual sadhana. Then one also takes care of the office. If you don't take care of the office, then job won't be there. Huh? So you take care of the office. Then one has to take care of the family. And then one has to do some effort to distribute Prabhupada's books or preach. So in Pune, what we tell the devotees, at least start with 2 hours of weekly service. 2 hours is not a very big deal. Especially if you have Saturday, Sundays, holiday. Take up some service. Go and put a book table somewhere and distribute books. Or you assist in some program by cooking and sending prasad. Correct, no? Or make a garland. Or assist in dressing the deity. Or make phone calls and call new people to come to the temple for programs. There are hundreds of services. Any devotee who is 16 down there can easily do 2 hours of seva in a week to begin with. And those who are smart in managing time, they can do even 4 hours, 6 hours also they do. So in this way, we need to strike a balance in all these different things. And why we need cultural activities? Cultural activities are very enlivening. When you watch dance, or when you like I'll show you one dance, very beautiful. Because they convey a lot. This is Mother Yashoda.
விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டப்படி விதம் விதமாயாட்டமாடி நாழி பொருளிலை செய்யும் நந்தன் கோபால கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டப்படி விதம் விதமாயாட்டமாடி நாழி பொருளிலை செய்யும் நந்தன் கோபால கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன்.
You understood this, no? So it was Yashoda Krishna. How beautifully they showed, isn't it? So when Yashoda was in the beginning, what was she doing? She was thinking that this fellow is very naughty, breaking the butter pot. So where she kept it? The top. But then she thought he can't do anything. But what this fellow did when Krishna came? He called all his friends, made a pyramid and climbed up, isn't it? So could he remove the pot? What happened? Pot dropped. And Krishna said, never mind. Although pot has dropped, the butter is there. So he distributed butter. He ate butter. He gave to coward boyfriends and monkeys also. Then suddenly he saw somebody and ran. Whom did he see? He ran away because she will tie him up. So when she came, suddenly she saw the butter sticking to her feet and was surprised how this came down. When she looked up, it was not there. So how beautifully they showed. So this is the example of cultural. So when you see this kind of cultural programs, it evokes our affection for Krishna. It increases the remembrance of the Lord. So and that is very entertaining on one hand and educating on the other hand. So we call it as edutainment. So when you get and our children also get an opportunity. In Pune, we have this Bhaktivedanta Model School. So there are about 250 children. So they have an anniversary program. In that program, can you imagine, all the 250 children get chance to do some role, to act. I asked the madam, the principal madam, Mataji, how do you engage everybody? Because only 50 of them do multiple cultural activities. Other 200, how do you engage them, I asked. They will always come up with a drama like Rama and kind of drama or something, where if they have no other role, they will be made monkeys. Even the small kids also having the tail and the mothers will be clicking photo. My son became monkey in the drama, Isn't it? So in this way, The cultural activities are very thrilling both for the actors and for the observers, onlookers also. So, in this way, in Krishna consciousness, if one goes with the family to the temple, or one is doing bhajan kirtans at home, or one is going to worship the deity, even sons, daughters, they all assist the parents in, bathing the deity, dressing the deity, decorating the deity. Like my last sister, she and her son, they are in Canada, Ottawa. So they are taking care of the deity department. Daily they dress this Gaurnitai. So the mother will dress and the son will get all the jewelry, ornaments, everything, come and give. Someday they are cooking also. So she was telling that in India it's difficult to get so many services. When you come to West, you get a lot of service here. So in this way, the families can engage in varieties of services, you see. So one has to balance all these things, you see. As salt is the taste of the food, spirituality is the essence of life. All the activity should be permeated by spirituality. Life without spirituality is tasteless, meaningless, and incomplete. So what is spirituality? We also sit down and hear the philosophy, which is theory, and we put it in practice, which is, as you call it, religion, rituals and religion and everything. There are four main things that will help us achieve stability in life. The first is, to get Viveka Buddhi, we have to study the Bhagavad Gita. The first thing that Krishna teaches, identity crisis, who we really are. We are not the body, spiritual. First thing Krishna teaches, matter is dead, soul is conscious, soul is superior to matter, and we are trapped in this body. Krishna teaches this. One should know this great knowledge of matter, spirit and God. So, the workaholics, what they do, they mostly identify with their work and career, you see. For them, you ask them in life, what is the most important thing? Work, earn, that's all they know. And that is why their life becomes boring and challenging and stressful. See, it becomes the reason they get up in the morning and then becomes their entire identity. Your identity is much more than the work you do, he says here, you see. So, there are many other aspects of your life, like you are a volunteer, you are a student, you are a friend, you are a parent, you are a partner, you are a leisure lover, you are a school board member, you are a meditator, many other roles you have in life. But when one becomes bodily conscious, when one is body conscious, one thinks, this is the only role I have. See, here are some of the examples how we can save time. See this lady, what is she wasting time in? Social media. Keep distractions to minimum. Similarly, break bigger tasks into smaller tasks and one by one keep finishing. Then it will get over. Also prioritize work. Make a list of all the things you want to do. Prioritize 1, 2, 3, 4 and then accordingly do. Don't spend too much time on phone. Also delegate some part of the work to others. Others also let them share the credit and let many people enjoy the credits. Only you don't have to grab all the credits yourself. And these are some examples given how we can save your time, how we can be more efficient when you do your work. Also, we are a spiritual person living in a human body, he says, not a human body with a spirit. It's not that I am a human body, I have a spirit. I am spirit and I am having a human experience now. So, there are many aspects of our life which, especially the spiritual aspect, is properly given attention, then everything else will be taken care of. Therefore, we need this different type of leisures. So all these different things are given, list is given here. See, a child likes to just keep playing all day, but the child has to go to school also, isn't it? And do the studies. Similarly, Krishna said the people like to work hard and earn and enjoy life, but at the same time, one has to take to spiritual life and do the spiritual duties. The conditioned souls want sense gratification. But Lord has given them a joint program of, okay, some sense gratification can be sanctioned to you, but you also have to do spiritual activities to go back to Godhead. Otherwise, sense gratification will keep you stuck in the material platform. So, if you want to return to original joyful nature, we have to balance spiritual and material. Yeah. So, there is something about the self-care. Self-care includes caring for your body and also reflection, self-reflection. Why we need the self-reflection? to know how am I doing. Physical health is also important, mental health is also important. Because if somebody is overly stressed in the mind, eventually they develop phobia, fear, panic, and those kind of things. Therefore, taking our time for some kirtans, meditation, chanting, these things, they are not only spiritual activities, they also are proven to be, activities which reduce the stress, depression, addictions, bad habits, all those things. I have a video with me which shows Florida State University research on chanting. When you chant, what all benefits you get. These are other things that you can give social support, you can do spirituality. There are many things you can do to make your life fulfilling. Take some time alone to introspect life and goals. Here you see they are doing gardening. I saw in some other homes they are doing gardening and vegetables and flowers they are making. You have a lot of space here in America. So here they are going for a boating harinam. Here they are inviting a guest to the home, feed them prasad, sit with them and please, give them Krishna consciousness. Here they are going for jogging. And here he is reading Bhagavad Gita and learning the higher goals of life, spiritual goal of life. He is doing reflection. If you reflect how I can improve myself, in this way there are many things you can do. See, this is volunteering means seva. By doing service you feel great joy. You can go and do some go seva. Here there is distributing books or cookies. Here this Mataji at home, she is arranging a weekly once children program. Gathering all the children from the neighborhood, she is conducting a program. Or going and distributing prasadam. There is a food truck in many of the temples, you know that? Like I was in Harivilas Maharaj's Seattle temple, they have a food truck there, which goes out to in the colleges and distributes free prasadam. So many things in our ISKCON movement, we have a lot of nice things to do. So, know your identity. Second is misdirected effort. You know that some people are only polishing the cage and forgetting the parrot. This is Prabhupada's famous example, isn't it? Nowadays, so many things, how many types of shoes they have, how many types of jeans they have. People are shoe conscious, jeans conscious, belt conscious, shirt conscious, hairstyle conscious, isn't it? Cosmetic, they put so many cosmetics, nail polish conscious, but except Krishna conscious, every other consciousness. So people are pampering the body, but they have no time for the soul. Therefore, the misdirected efforts comes due to bodily consciousness. Third is uncontrolled mind. Uncontrolled mind is like a mad elephant. Mad elephant can topple a car also. It can kill people. But a good elephant can give blessings. Ashirwad, it can carry somebody on the back also. So we have to see, controlled mind can be a good friend. Uncontrolled mind can be a great enemy. And this is another time waster. Uncontrolled mind brings a lot of problems to us. By chanting holy names, we control the mind and misidentified problems. There are people thinking about so many things. I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. But the real problems you all know. What are they? Common to all, nobody wants it. This one. The birth, what is this, is that. So, those who are intelligent will go beyond the body. Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam yevam yo veti tatpataha. Then, Tyaktva deham punarjanma naitimam eti sorjana. They'll go beyond this body. They won't get stuck in this body repeatedly. So, if you want to purify the mind, chant the holy name. If you want to purify the intelligence, study the Shastra. If you want to purify the consciousness, associate with devotees. And in this way, if you want to purify your thinking, hear words of wisdom always and fill your mind with positivity. Gigo, good in, good out. Otherwise, garbage in, garbage out. I literally saw it with my own eyes. When I went in one hostel, room to room, one room was slightly open. I pushed the door and I was amazed to see that boy had a Bhagavad Gita as it is on his table. And he was worshipping Krishna's picture with agarbati. As soon as I went, he offered obeisances. He said, both my mother and father are initiated devotees in ISKCON. He was telling. So happy to meet him. At least one boy we got who was a ready-made devotee. Like that. Then I went to the next room. There also door was slightly open, and I pushed the door. I saw one boy was smoking cigarette. Yeah, of course, he had, he wasn't interested to come for the class. So why one fellow is releasing divine smoke, one fellow is releasing nasty smoke? Because what book they are reading? This fellow is reading Bhagavad Gita. So that's why, if you hear words of wisdom, your thinking will become purified. Yeah. Actually, if you chant the mantra with attention in the early morning, when you go to the company, you are going to be sober in your dealing with others. You are friendly, you are cooperative, you are understanding, you are willing to listen, you are patient. Otherwise, when we don't chant attentively, focused manner, mind is very cluttered, and cluttered mind means multi-branched. And we pick up quarrel over trivial issues. Man means the mind, Tra means deliver. All the religions talk about chanting. You will see. Everybody has a rosaries. You find. Yeah, you all know these things. ABCD. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. So, there's one more thing I'll conclude with. See, this is called comfort zone, blue one, and the yellow one is called stretch zone, and the red one is called panic zone. If you are in comfort zone in your life, life is boring. There is no challenge, no adventure, life is boring. And if you are in stretch zone, you have to go a little out of the way. Like rubber band, for example, if you have a box to be tied with a rubber band is big and box is small, rubber band will be loose. Is it good? No. Or if the box is very big, you stretch the rubber band too much, what happens? It breaks. That is panic zone. But if the box is this much, rubber band little bit stretch and you put it, it remains. That is stretch zone. Correct, no? See here? So here if you see the panic zone, phobia, loss of confidence, imbalance, stress, toxic. So that's what I was talking about workaholism. Don't go to comfort zone, or don't go to the blue one or the red one. The yellow one is the ideal. Stretch zone. I'll show you why. See, this fellow is comfort zone, becomes dull. This fellow is in stretch zone because some challenge, adventure is more enjoyable. This one panic zone, see? So that's why we need some challenges in life. Like you go and distribute just 2 books you distributed in the game, you feel jolly. I distributed 2 Prabhupada books, correct? No? If you don't go out at all, you are just lethargically sleeping on the bed, you don't get any fun at all. So in life, like Gajendra, his leg was caught by a crocodile. Till in that challenging situation, I offered a lotus flower to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu became very pleased. Even in the middle of Sankat, he offered a flower. That's the way we should be willing to stretch. Panic zone, you see, smoke is coming from his ears, you see. Because of no balance. So, stretch zone is a learning zone, see. Very 20% people live here, you see. 80% people are in comfort zone, it says. Living. So here in learning zone, you are pursuing your dreams, abundance. There is some amount of challenges also there, but it's possible for you to. This is a very good zone to work with. And in all these aspects of life, spirituality, nutrition, exercise, self-mastery, relationships, finances, work, play. For each of these items, I have written one line. I will show you what we can do. In the next page, I will show you for each of the lines. There are so many aspects of life you have to pay attention. So in this, here you see, spiritual practice, don't delay them. Plan in advance and execute without fail. Let morning only finish all the chanting. Don't keep for the evening. So how many of you try to finish your 16 rounds before going to office? You finish? Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Very good. How many of you, maximum you keep 4 rounds for the evening? You don't keep more than 4. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. How many of you keep between 5 to 8 rounds for the evening? 1, 2. Okay. She has a small baby, no problem. So, okay. So in this way you can check. Try to sleep early and push the rounds to the morning. See, zeal, do seva with love. Don't keep doing what you are not enthusiastic about. Take some calculated risks to make things happen. Don't expect things to happen overnight. Success takes time, little by little. Family, they will always be there, but don't put them last in the queue. Regret is heavy. Give some time to family also. Work with devotees and colleagues by treating them like friends. Then lot of seva will be done by that. Don't unnecessarily waste time in quarrel. We can put aside our false ego and be humble, then nice things we can do. Relationships, earn your respect, which will be followed by trust. By our good behavior, we can earn that trust. We have to keep on improving communication skill with other devotees. We have to learn that famous verse, Trinadapi Shunichena, Tarorapi Sageshtana, Amanina, Manandena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So respect, tolerance, and humility, and no expectation of respect. Then the spiritual life is Krishna's gift. Do it joyfully like a play in the company of other devotees. Always be cheerful and playful. He's saying. So dream, get lost in your thinking and find the thoughts which make you happy. Which means we have to dream about how to render better service and be better quality of spiritual life. And we need a mentor to guide us. Whenever we are overly stressed, we are going to the panic zone. And then culture, do what works for your team. Don't do what you like you should do. Don't do what you think you should do. Actually, we should do it in such a manner that sometimes we may have to modify our approach instead of doing the same manner. So this is another thing on time management. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur's schedule, you want to see? This is the schedule. So he is an example of first-class time management. So he sleeps only 3.5 hours actually. The two in bits and pieces. But he was a Paramahams. So we can't imitate him. But we have to learn. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Think, all of you repeat. Think, plan, execute. Why you should think? To focus on your thought, and then planning for a detailed proposal, and then executing your strategic plan into action. This how will we successfully do it? Because this is Sattva-guna. That's why I'm showing you this. See here, first initiate a plan, then execute, then monitor and control, modify it, again execute, then complete the work. This is the way you complete anything. So this is the time management. This we won't be able to explain. It will take time. So many of you can find out this. This is a famous chart. It is time management plan. Actually, only one thing I'll tell you here. If you keep it in quadrant 2, which is called not urgent, important. This is the best out of the 4. Those people who keep themselves in 2, that means 50% of your activity should be in 2, and another 50% can be in 1. 1 and 2 are important. 3 and 4 are useless. 3 and 4 should be avoided. There are works which you can eliminate totally, like useless people who waste your time on phone or personally. You avoid them. And similarly, there are things which you don't have to do, you can delegate to others. That you delegate. For example, planning, if you don't do in the second quadrant, for example, I'm asking one of you, I want a poster for a program, can you make in the computer and give me? 10 devotees raise hand. And they ask me, Prabhuji, when do you want? I say, wait, tonight, if I say. And most of them will take the hand away. I thought Prabhuji will give 1 week time. That means if you plan ahead in your life, you will get many people to help you. If you don't plan ahead, then everything comes on you. All of you ask these questions. Please repeat. Have you defined your priorities? Have you organized your life based on those priorities? Do you have the discipline in sticking to those priorities? The 3 things you need. First of all, write down what are your priorities. And then organize your life on those priorities. Other things you delete it. There are too many things everybody wants to do. Priority should be first done. And then have the discipline. So on these three things, I put it in very simple words here. Know the right, do the right, discipline the right. So, for example, I should sleep early at night. That is that I know from other devotees. And do the right means going to bed at time. And discipline the right means day after day, month after month, year after year. Like I showed you the video. Now from that you learned what are the right things to do. Know the right. But how many of you, many times you know what is right, but you are not able to do the right? How many of you experience? Correct, no? Yeah. So, for knowing the right, you need Shastras, like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. To do the right, you need determination, which will come by chanting the holy name. For disciplining the right, you need association of devotees who are already doing it. Then we can do all these three. Okay. Now we will stop here. 5 minutes, I can take questions. Anybody has a question? 5 minutes.
Namaste. When you were talking about like how working from home has blurred the lines between personal and working life, I was wondering about what about housewives? Like housewives, they do so much work, and the line between their personal life and their working life, which is essentially taking care of the home, that's always been.
Oh, you are talking about a working woman?
Yes. No, working from the housewife. Like,
Housewife, she has a job or she doesn't have a job?
Like if a housewife doesn't have a job, then how could she then isn't working from home? Like, I mean, taking care of the house, cleaning it, that's also a type of work.
See, one of the things with a housewife, in the Vedic times, they had to do a lot of household chores, like grinding, they had a very big stone, this thing, this kind of thing. A lot of things they had to prepare at home and all. Now machines have come. You finish it. Very quickly you finish it. So then the housewives don't have much to do at home sometimes. So, but the homemakers can create good work which they can do. I'll tell you what some homemakers can do. For example, every Friday she gives a program for the children. Then she has to study herself, prepare some notes, prepare some activity sheets for the children. She can do something. Similarly, some of the housewives are also making jewelry for the deities, or stitching dress for the deities. Some of them are doing gardening also. And some of them are also going to temple and cooking Rajabhog. They're doing that kind of activities also. Similarly, washing the clothes of the children, family, and also washing the pots. In America, you can't afford to have servants, correct, no? In India, you can have three servants also. In America, everything you have to do at home. Collecting all the garbage and going and putting it outside and cleaning the house, washing the clothes, washing the pots, and keeping the home neat and tidy, cooking some snacks in the evening for children and the husband who comes, cooking. So a housewife who's clean in habits and in Vedic life means every day she will cook morning and evening. But some people cook and keep it in the fridge for 1 week. They only cook on Sunday. So that's a bad habit. Especially devotees should cook fresh and offer to Krishna fresh and eat it. So then housewife can be busy, sufficiently busy. But if a housewife is working from home, like you are saying, their life is super busy because if they have 1 or 2 children, managing children and the work life and the household chores becomes very difficult. In America, it can be very difficult because you don't have any servants also here. Correct, no? Then what I suggest such families, you only take 4 hours of work. Correct, no? Like for example, it's like 10 to 1 or 10 to 2. No? They can take. So morning children go to school like by 7:30 they go. Husband goes to office by 8. So 8 to 10 she gets some time. And then 10 to 2 she works. And children come back at 4. Then she gets 2 more hours after that. Correct, no? So otherwise life could be very taxing. And if children see mother, father are too much stressed, then they can't be peaceful also. Yeah.
So you're suggesting that like both partners work since they're both working?
Actually, if husband working is good enough, if his money is good enough for the family. A wife can be a homemaker, that is the best according to the Vedic type of family. Why? I'll tell you. When I was a small kid, my mother would personally come to drop me in the bus. Put me in the bus, and then evening she'll be standing at the bus stop to take me home. And when I'm eating the snacks, I had I had a lot of her time to sit and chat with her, talk with her. Because I have to tell everything what happened in the school. There should be somebody to hear you out. Correct, no? Then when I'm studying the subjects, she can watch how am I studying. Correct, no? So evening we will go to play out, and she has to make sure that I come back on time. We won't come back easily. She has to come to call, hey, it's time for your study now, come back. So we need somebody to get behind us. We need her. So a mother who is a housewife, she has time for all this. But if she is working, in America I see many homes, women are also working. So that can be very challenging. So a midway that I suggest is, okay, go for a job which is like 4 hours or 5 hours. Before the children, after the children go to school, you go to job. Before the children return back, you come back. That's what I tell the people. That way children will think you are always there at home. Isn't it? Your life is certainly a bit challenging in that regard. But those who are coming to America are also pretty intelligent. Nobody comes easily from India to America here. You all, you should be coming from a decent family and decent education. So they come here. So I think if they plan well, they can manage. Today I told many things about habits. I told about gunas. I told about Gramya Buddhi versus Sadbuddhi or Vyavasatmika Buddhi. I said, if we work on those aspects, spiritual life is very stable. Spiritual life, then material life is also manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if either, so like you're saying that if they both share responsibilities, or maybe the wife stays at home or the husband stays at home and the other works, both of those are good ways.
Yeah,
to
correct.
handle it. Yeah.
Actually, a husband cannot stay at home. If he lost a job, he wants another job, he may stay. But husband has to, ideally speaking, according to Shastra, the husband should be a breadwinner.
Yeah.
He should go for the job. He should bring money home. And the wife should take care of the children. The reason is, a woman's body is more suitable for nurturing, nourishing, caring, showing emotional affection to the children. That kind of thing. The woman's body is very suitable for that, according to Shastra also. And because the child is coming out of her body, for her to nourish and nurture the child and grow the child is easy for her. So if she is a homemaker and husband goes for a job, that's most ideal. Not that she goes for the job and brings money and husband is washing clothes and washing pots and taking care of the baby. He has to sometimes do babysitting. He will do. But he can't give the kind of care mother can give. The husband may not even properly know to hold the child also properly. Actually, a lady learns from her mother how to care for the children. Correct, no?
So how could like single fathers better handle their children without a mother?
Single fathers?
Yeah.
How can single fathers, what they do?
Like how would they handle their children without a mother?
Oh, right. If the mother has passed away due to some reason, some disease, something like that, the father has to take care. Yeah. When the children are very small, it is difficult. Once they grow beyond 10, Actually, till the age of 6 or 7, the children need some elder to go with them to even the bathroom or to go anywhere. But after 8, 9, 10, children grow up. Correct, no? After 10, they themselves they grow up. Therefore, in India, sometimes they stay with the grandparents. In case the mother has passed away, they have to be alone, then they go and stay with grandparents. Grandparents can shower a lot of love and affection and grow them. Correct, no?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else? There's one hand up there behind. Yeah, please.
Namaskaram, Guruji. So you spoke about the bad things we are supposed to avoid. So in life, if you avoid bad things, how can you appreciate the better things? Like my son, if I teach him all good things in his life and he has done all good things in his life, he cannot appreciate. If there is no darkness, we cannot appreciate light. So how do you...
Actually, darkness does not have separate existence. Where there is no light, there is darkness. And darkness is not something that exists. Light exists. But where light exists, there cannot be darkness. Absence of light is called darkness. So, Prabhupada said, you don't have to taste stool to know that stool is bad. Does anyone have to taste stool to know it's bad?
But for my son, how do I teach it?
Which one?
For elders
Actually,
who are spiritually very grown
your
up.
son is going to school. In the school, he is getting to see all the other boys as he grows up. So in the school, you will see 20% children are pious. But there are many other children who have many kind of behaviors, which he gets to see with eyes. He is seeing some boys catching collar and beating. He is seeing
So he will,
Some boy is stealing.
so he will be exposed to bad things.
No, they will be exposed there. But he has to be told that this is bad, this is good, and you have to choose the good.
But how he should be experienced to do?
No, he will experience it.
has to
See,
experience
are you with him in the school?
No.
That's what I'm saying. That means he's experiencing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
See,
Experiencing bad things.
Shastras say that you have to know what is good, what is bad. And they have to be taught to choose the good. But after you teach them to choose the good, can you be confident that they will always choose the good?
Should we teach them or should they understand what is bad and good?
No, how will they understand if we don't teach? For example, many bad things appear good. And many good things appear bad. For example, rising early in the morning, you feel good?
Yeah.
No, you will not feel good. You slept late at 1 o'clock at night, how will you get up in the morning? Don't be able to get up. Actually, on a cold winter day, nobody likes to get up in the morning. But if you sleep early and get up early, that is good for you. See, what is good for you may not be always enjoyable. For example, children like to play all day, but studying is important for them. Correct? Now, you have to tell them, if you don't study, you have a very bleak future. You have to study, it's good for you. On their own, they will not know, unless you teach them. In the same manner, if a son is asking, should I drink fruit juice or should I drink liquor? You have to tell him, don't drink liquor. You should drink fruit juice. You should tell him.
How would he know? Unless he drinks that one and understands that is bad to his
That is
health.
what I am saying. See, I will show you an article. You read this article, you'll understand. Just a minute. Urmila Mataji has written this. Urmila Mataji, I will show you this. See, you are saying experience is best teacher, correct? No? See, read this, what he is saying. After giving Arjuna knowledge of matter and spirit, Lord Krishna tells him, deliberate on this fully, Arjun, and then decide what you wish to do. Our children also have to choose between material and spiritual life. To prepare them for this choice, do we need to give them experience of both? She's asking. Do our children need any experience of materialism to choose Krishna consciousness? And then she's saying, the sages do indeed say that to be complete in knowledge, one must study both spirit and matter. But our children can best gain knowledge of illusion by seeing both illusion and reality from the perspective of reality. Reality means from Shastra you should learn what is illusion, what is this thing. And then Srila Prabhupada tells us that the most intelligent people learn simply by hearing. And then hearing about Krishna gives a child direct perception of spiritual happiness and knowledge. And as Krishna tells Arjuna, upon gaining this, one thinks there is no greater gain. Spiritual experience then can give any child the intelligence to stay clear of materialism just by hearing about it. But even if a child isn't convinced by his spiritual experience, adults don't have to arrange for children to have a taste of material life. Got it? That's what he's saying. Because if you arrange them, taste of material, what happens, he's going to tell now. Even without intervention from parents or teachers, each child feels material life moment by moment. What child has no frustrations or disease? What child doesn't come across envy, anger and greed? If not in himself, then in others. And what child doesn't see aging and death, at least in the animals and plants that surround him? Correct, no? They all see that all around. Our children also will get direct experience of bodily and mental pleasure. As distress comes even uninvited, material happiness will also come. A caring adult will use a child's naturally occurring painful and pleasurable experiences as a connection to what the child has heard from the scripture. As Dr. Howard and Hendricks write in the 7 Laws of the Teacher, you don't have to get hooked on cocaine to be aware of its devastation. And even many who are hooked don't understand the danger. So a better way to say it is, properly evaluated experience is the best teacher. You understand? You don't have to eat stool to know stool is bad. No. Have any of you eaten stool here? You know stool is bad, correct? No? You don't have to eat it to know it. That's the point he's saying here. When adults say that for our children to understand Maya, we must expose them to it. Your point is coming here now. Your point is here. You can read that yourself. Read it. You have the mic with you.
The second paragraph?
When adults
say that
you can keep the mic like this.
for our children to understand Maya, we must expose them to it. They often mean they won't expose children to the illusions of illusion. They suggest taking children to amusement parks, showing them television, engaging them in much of the frivolities of childhood. But children who get a taste of such illusions generally become illusioned.
by giving them exposure to illusion, you only make them illusion. And their higher knowledge and taste for Krishna becomes covered. The child asks for further and further indulgence in illusion. Because as Krishna tells us, material desires can never be satisfied. The parents then feel that they must give the child Maya because the child is demanding it. They forget that they themselves, the parents, sparked that demand. A good parent or teacher tries to keep a child physically healthy, and there is a way to expose a child to disease in order to prevent disease, which is vaccination. The Vedic scripture offer a similar method for material life in general. The vaccination introduces a disease in a form that is not dangerous. Similarly, conditioned souls can safely deal with matter in a changed form, which is by using it in Krishna service. So children can listen to music glorifying Krishna, eat food offered to Krishna, watch plays and movies about Krishna, use their talents to serve Krishna, and possibly later marry and raise a family in Krishna service. This is a way to dovetail material inclinations with spiritual knowledge, to see both Maya and Krishna and choose Krishna.
Okay. I got another question if I can ask.
Yeah? No, is this point clear to you? There is more also. I can give this article to Satyasar Prabhu, he will send you.
Sure.
I'll give it to him. But what I am saying, before you go to your next question, be clear about this point, that by feeding them Maya, you are not making them enlightened. By feeding them Maya, you are drowning them in Maya. That's what she's saying. On the contrary, some people hear and learn. Some people hear, see and learn. Some people hear, learn, do, indulge, and they get slaps and kicks and they learn. Some people, even after getting slaps and kicks, will never learn. For example, one boy is jumping from the second story building. His friend told him, hey, if you jump, you will break your leg. He doesn't listen. He jumps. Now, he experiences jumping himself. He broke his leg. The next time he will not jump. But there are other boys who may say that I will again go up after 4 months, my legs are repaired. Hey, why are you jumping again? I jumped from this angle, now I will jump from that angle. Then I can jump. Similarly, people who eat drugs, who drink, no matter how much you give lecture to them, they are not going to listen. They go, unless they come very close to death. When doctor says that, if you drink anymore, you will be gone, then they may try to stop also. So on the other hand, those people who are intelligent enough to hear and learn, they wake up. It's not that one has to indulge in them. By not having association of devotees, you got carried away in your life, that's another thing. But when knowledge is available, we should give the knowledge. Is that clear?
Yeah, thank you, Guru.
Yeah.
One more thing is, we call Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
So why is it called Krishna consciousness rather it's Bhagavan consciousness?
Yeah, because Krishna is Bhagavan, therefore we call it Krishna consciousness.
But isn't it called Bhagavad Gita rather than Krishna Gita?
Yeah, actually.
Why is it called Bhagavad Gita then?
No. It's called, actually why the word Bhagavan is used, I will tell you. Why not Vedavyasa say Krishna Uvacha? What is he saying?
He said Bhagavan Uvacha.
Why is he saying? I will tell you. Yeah. Ask that question. Why is he saying Bhagavan? Because he knows very well that there will be people like you who will not accept Krishna as Bhagavan.
No,
I'm just telling you. Therefore he is using the word Bhagavan Uvacha. Why is he saying? Because many fools think in this world that Krishna is a man like you and me. They are thinking like that. I'm not telling about
Krishna
you.
Is not man like us?
Huh?
Is he not man like us?
He's not?
Is he not man like us who lived on this planet?
No, he's not man like us. Abajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashitam param bhava majananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. He's saying, Mudas think that I am a man like them. He's saying, my body is made up of Sachidananda Swarupam. When Krishna and Balaram jumped from a 90 miles high mountain to the ground, their body did not break. They didn't get a bone fracture because their body is made up of Sachidananda, the spiritual body. You understand? When what is his name? The Muchukunda, he looked at Kalayavana, his whole body became burned down to ashes. After that, he looked at Krishna. His eyes were capable of burning down anybody. But when he looked at Krishna, his eyes' power went off. And Krishna's body remained as it was because Krishna had a spiritual body. So your body and my body are not spiritual body. Our body is Panchamahabhut body. And our body will burn at the time of death. Only bones will remain. But Krishna's body is not like that. Krishna's whole body is Sachidananda Swarupa. It's a spiritual body it is. He comes in his self-same body and returns back to Godhead in self-same body. Therefore, we should know that God means is Bhagavan with 6 opulences. His beauty is oceanic. When he was in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was 125 years old, but looked like a 16-year-old boy. You know that? And he is not Lakpati, Arapati, Karatpati or anybody, he is Lakshmipati. In this world, he may have many rich people, but he is the source of all the riches. Similarly, his strength never diminishes. What about Mike Tyson? What about Muhammad Ali? They were saying, I am indefeatable. When they got old, now Muhammad Ali could not even lift the Olympic torch also. He had the problem. So in this world, strength diminishes, beauty diminishes, money diminishes, whereas in Krishna, the opulences never diminish. Sripad Ramanujacharya, what he has said, like from a blue lotus, you cannot separate the blueness. Blue lotus has blueness inherently in it. Similarly, Krishna's opulences always remain in him. They are in oceanic proportion. Therefore, he is called Bhagavan. So Vedavyas purposefully is saying Bhagavan. Everybody knows this Bhagavan that is speaking in the battlefield is Krishna. But how Krishna is Bhagavan? To make Bhagavan means Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashashashya, Jnana, Vairagya, Chapyukto, Shannam Bhagam, Itik This is the definition of Bhagavan. One who has 6 opulences in full. And that was found in Krishna.
Yeah, my question is, should we be Bhagavan conscious or Krishna conscious?
No, how are you? Because you are thinking that Krishna is different from Bhagavan, therefore you are asking this question. You don't know that Krishna is Bhagavan. Are you aware Krishna is Bhagavan? How do you know that? No. If he is Bhagavan, then what's the problem in saying Krishna consciousness? I am asking you. No. Bhagavan, when you say there is also other names are also there. Like Vishnu is also Bhagavan. Ram is also Bhagavan. Because all the 3 are called Bhagavan. You know that? Are you aware of that? All the 3 are Bhagavan. All the 3 are called Purushottam. Correct, no? Krishna is also called Purna Purushottam. Ram is called what Purushottam? You tell me? Maryada Purushottam. And Vishnu is called Purushottam. Why Krishna is called Purna? Because he is complete Bhagavan. So when you say Bhagavan, it may be anybody. But when you say Krishna, we are talking about that person who is Purna Purushottam. That becomes more clear. Correct, no? In fact, like you are telling now, same manner when Prabhupada came to America, people told him, why don't you call the name International Society for God Consciousness? Prabhupada said, no. International Society for? We know that ultimate God is Krishna, then why should we call it God Consciousness? Because when you say God, God means generator, operator, destroyer. Is Krishna only that much? Generator, operator, destroyer, understanding God is a pathetic understanding. It's a very preliminary understanding of God. Real understanding of God is he is a reciprocator of love called as Akila Rasamrita Murti. He reciprocates love with peacocks, with monkeys, with deers, with cows, with calves, with gopas, with gopis, everybody. And that understanding of God is far above the very primitive understanding of God as a punisher of the evil. God is behind the clouds and hurling down a thunderbolt to punish the sinful people. This is like Yamaraj understanding. So people's understanding of God is a very, very primitive understanding. Give us our daily bread understanding. That's a very, but real understanding of God is a reciprocator of love. So that is Krishna. If you don't use the word Krishna, if you use God, how will people know what is the quality of God? Yeah, correct. In terms of quality. See, Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, they are one person only. But they are doing triple acting. Like for example, Krishna is Lord at home. Vishnu and Ram, they are like Lord in the parliament. You ask your own son or daughter, they like you in the office or they like you at home. Go and ask them. You ask your children, do they like you in the office role or do they like you in the homely role? You ask them. What do you think they will like? The homely role of God is Krishna. Office role of God is Vishnu. Because he is carrying chakra, shankha and all that. Have you ever seen, Krishna carrying chakra, shankha and everything to attack in Vrindavan? You won't find him. He only carries a flute. Why he is carrying a flute? Because it's a homely role. You are an army officer, when you go to office, you will carry a gun with you. Will you show the gun to your wife or children? You won't show. In home, he is having a flute. So the sweeter aspect of God is Krishna. And the official aspect of God is Vishnu. So that is why Prabhupada specifically mentioned the term Krishna. In terms of Krishna consciousness. Because many people are not aware that God is an embodiment of love. And he exchanges pure love with his devotees. If this fact is known, so many people would have got connected to God very easily. But worldwide, people are thinking that God is just a punisher of the evil. Yeah. No, God. Which one? Actually, Bhagavan also is ultimately capital G-O-D only. But see, when you say God, you think generator, operator, destroyer. When you say Bhagavan, is Lord with 6 opulences. But Bhagavan, when you talk about Bhagavan, you understand his potencies, opulences. That's why Vedavya says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Don't think of Krishna, because he's looking like you and me, don't think of him to be like you, he's a Bhagavan. He has 6 opulences, therefore using the word. Because common people are likely to think that, hey, he is also walking like you and me, he's looking like you and me. Maybe that's why 9.11, if you read, Krishna says that, Avajananti ma muda manushintan mashitam. So they tend to think of him to be ordinary. So Krishna says that, oh, you think I'm ordinary? He showed the Vishwarupa Darshana. And he opened his mouth to Mother Yashoda and showed the whole universe. If anybody says I am God, catch him, open your mouth, tell them. What will you find other than teeth and gums? Or ask him to show the Vishwarupa Darshan. They cannot show it. So externally and internally, both ways he proved to be God. So Krishna, why he proves to be God? For the atheistic fellows, he proves to be God. And for those who are his devotees, he exchanges love. And he can do both. And that's why we call him by the name Krishna, because Krishna did all these things. When he was 5.5 years old, he danced on Kaliya. When he was 7 years old, he lifted Govardhan hill. When he was in the battle for Kurukshetra, he showed the Vishwarupa Darshana. In the Brahmanda got to Mother Yashoda as a small baby, he opened the mouth and showed the whole universe. So when we think about Rama, Krishna and all, one has to, if you keep coming for these programs, gradually you'll appreciate how Lord has different moods. Like Lord Rama, he has accepted Ekapatni Vrata, correct, no? Krishna has 16,108 queens in Dwaraka. And Rama stands erect, Krishna stands in threefold bending form. And Rama will only connect with the leaders of the groups, like Vanara's leader Sugriva. And he will connect with Guha, who is the leader of the boatmen. He will connect with Vibhishana, who is the leader of the Rakshasas. Whereas Krishna will go down even to peacocks and monkeys and deers and cows and calves. He will connect with even the lowest rung of animals and birds, everybody. That is the Saushileta. And in this way, if you see the differences, both personalities are one personality only, in 2 roles or 3 roles. But their mood is different. Their mood is, Ram, why is he coming as Ram? Because some people like moral leader, who is a strict leader, pure leader, who accepts only one wife, and is duty bound towards Praja and things like that. And there are other people who like playful God, sweet God, sportive God, butter stealing God. Like I showed you some picture like this. So God wants to attract the jivas of different nature. Some jivas like this type of personality, some jivas like that type of personality. So the Lord takes 3 roles like that. Is that clear? Yeah, I think it's getting a little late now. It's close to 9. Sorry to delay all of you. Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. So I will leave this PPT also with Satyasar Prabhu. I will request Prabhuji to send it across to all of you. Whatever I have not finished, you can go through that. That part is very easy for you. When you see it, you'll appreciate it.
Hare Krishna. So little introduction and notes. Yes. So only 1 minute. Okay. 2 minutes. Okay. So devotees. So it's Vaishnava etiquette to glorify. So His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu is a Vedic guru and a spiritual monk, author and mentor, and he is the president of ISKCON Pune, and he has he's been in Krishna consciousness from past 25 years. So the list goes on. So because the time is very less, so I'll stop here. About today's class, Maharaj, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, he gave lot of points. It's very hard to capture what he mentioned, but few things which strike here is Srila Prabhupada daily routine. He started with that, and he mentioned very beautiful points, and he also mentioned 14 times Srila Prabhupada crossed the globe, entire world for the past 12 years, and mentioned how important, how time is Krishna and Krishna is time, and how 3 modes of mental nature affect the jiva. And he mentioned tamoguna and rise above laziness and craziness, and how to be in sattva guna. And there are a lot of many points, efficacy,
the list goes on. I cannot capture a lot of points, and I really like it. Even the devotees also have bad habits.
Learning, one important thing in learning is what the scientists teach in learning. When too many things are being spoken, you should capture the root points. The root point is, first the root point is only one thing. That means tamaguna, rajaguna are useless. They create trouble. Especially devotees who really want to save time and everything. We should go for Satoguna. And then there are 10 qualities mentioned in the Bhagavatam 25th chapter. You will see 3 gunas. 15th chapter of the Bhagavatam, 3 gunas. So the 3 gunas, Satoguna is very valuable. One should cultivate, starting with sleep early, rise early and all that I was saying. Second point, you talked about the habits. That there are many bad habits like we saw in the video we saw. That's why I showed the video. So avoid these bad habits and adopt the good habits. It's very good. And thirdly, I said about association. One should avoid a bad association and substitute by good association. Avoid bad environment and substitute by good environment. That was, and then habits already I told the second one. So this is the third thing I was telling you. So in this way, by doing these things, our lives would become relatively simple. Then the last thing I was telling was about balancing various roles, out of which 3 are prominent. One is morning spiritual duty, daytime profession, evening for the family. Yes. And then I told about voluntary seva for the Lord, at least a couple of hours in a week, I said. Yes. And then morning chanting gives focus, I was telling. So because when you get focused, then the whole day goes very well. These are the points. Actually, we don't need to remember everything. We need to remember the main focus points. And then while recollecting, today we didn't have time, but if we recollect, audience has to remember the examples. While speaking, I will speak a concept and example. While recollecting, we should start with the example and remember the concept. Which is easy to remember, recollect?
Example.
So those who recollect, generally during prasadam time, we sit in circle and we recollect. Yes. So one example you recollect, from there you can go to the main concept. Yes. But the speaker, while speaking, we will start with the concept and then go with examples for that. Otherwise, if you are going to summarize the class, a lot of points will be there. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So a lot of devotees have come even on a weekday. It's very rare to see. Yeah. I know that many of you might have come from the office. Sorry to stretch you too long. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai. And one point, devotees, tomorrow we have morning Bhagavatam class, so don't miss. It's very important.
Where is the venue tomorrow?
At temple and 7:30. Okay. So please make a note and please be available. And
this is 3,000, no?
And also importance of japa. So please make sure to.
So Keshav, Pani, Prabhu and Swapna Mataji, right? Yeah. So we thank them for hosting this program in their home today. Their home has become flooded with devotees today. Haribol.